Welcome to Cooking with Pastor Rich. Today is one of my favorite things to make, and that is butter. But guess what? In the process of making butter, you have two other things before you get to the final product. The first thing in the process of making butter you will create is whipped cream. Then after whipped cream, you continue. You'll get to the butter, and a byproduct of the leftover from making the butter, you have buttermilk. Awesome. And so many things you can do with all three. So without any further ado, let's get on with it. This is what we will need to create our heavy cream, butter, and finally buttermilk. Now, the quality of the milk is very important. I've researched and it says the heavy cream, you need to have it at least 40% or higher and pasteurized. This, all I could find was ultra pasteurized, but it will work as well. The more important thing is the 40% of cream, more rich. Okay, so this is what we're going to use to start our process. I'm going to use this timer to see how long it takes from the beginning of the process to the final product. So this way you'll have an idea of the time that you need to invest in doing this. And it's also going to depend on the speed in which you set your mixer. And naturally it will take a lot longer if you decided to do this by hand. Okay, before we get started, one thing you should know is that this was kept in the freezer as well as this just for a few minutes to keep it nice and cold. And then now we will put or pour our heavy cream into the bowl. Okay, and like I said, we're going to time this, so I'm going to start the timer after I put this. So now here, now as soon as we start, you start first on a lower setting and the timer is on. Now notice, hold on, let me show you something. See, this is just heavy cream, right? Nice texture. So we're going to whip this and you'll see the change start to happen when it starts to foam up. I'm going to turn it up a little more. Yes. Now remember, it's the speed that helps. Okay, it takes a little while to get this thing going. So I have my spatula here. See, it's starting to foam up a little bit. That's just from the mixing. And I like to interact with it constantly. You know, you don't have to. You can just wait until it starts to foam. And the reason, of course, for the speed is that you're going to have milk everywhere if you're not careful. I'm going to turn it up a little. Okay. And we can keep this speed for a little while. All right. Look at that. See how quick the process starts? It's nowhere near butter yet, but it's getting close to heavy cream. Like I said, I like to, keep interacting with it. And then later it'll start to spin too when it starts to stick or thicken. All right, we'll get back to you in a few minutes when it starts to turn into whipped cream. Okay, now look at that. It's not whipped cream yet, but you can see the foam is getting a little thicker. It's been 4.5 minutes. I like to do this. Stir the edges to get it back into the middle so it can mix, blend everything together nicely. But you can see the volume of the milk has risen somewhat. It's starting to thicken. Okay. Look at that. Looking good. I'm going to turn up just a little more. Now remember, you're watching for splash, splatter. So you start out low so you don't have milk everywhere first, and as it thickens, then you can turn up the speed. Alright, looking good so far. And like I said, interact with it a little bit. Enjoy what you're doing. Remember, whatever you do it for the Lord. Not for the Lord or in the Lord, but, the scripture says whatever you do it for God. And another way to look at it is that putting love into the things that you do, because God is love. And look at that. You see it? See it thickening? Oh, yeah. Looking good. And that's what I like to see. You see right before your eyes the change. You're going to end up with some splash as it starts to turn to butter. That's when the splatter is more pronounced. I'm going to get my little container ready to put my whipped cream into. See that thickening? Looking good. This is my little container. I put whipped cream in. There was some left in there. And I just ate it off camera. It was so delicious. Look at that. Oh, yes. You see that? Whipped cream. Look. Want it to thicken a little more. It's a little soft. So you see what I do? I go from the sides and just kind of fold it back into the center so that I can mix nicely. So now I see that thickening. Now you don't want to wait too long, or you're going to pass the beauty point of where the whipped cream is better, and you don't want it to start to get too hard. See, I told you start to spin as it got thicker. Now the texture is there. So I'm going to take some of this out now for my whipped cream. This is good. This is a good time to take it out. So here we go. Look at that. Take a little more out because I really want the rest for butter. Just put this away in the fridge real quick. Whoa, it's going. All right. Now, I like to stay constantly mixing this part now. Now, it is delicious just by itself. It's nice and fresh. You can taste the milk. It's very creamy. But what I'm going to do with this whipped cream that I took out, the batch, is put powdered sugar in. Just a very small amount, and stir it up. And then you have a little sweetened heavy cream. I'm sorry, not heavy cream, whipped cream. So now, look at it thickening. It's past, I think it's past now the optimal stage for the heavy cream. This can still work. If you want it that thick, but it shouldn't be that thick, your heavy cream, your whipped cream. And the whipped cream topping is beautiful on pies. Or you can even use this kind of a texture for the heavy cream as icing for your cake. Put a little powdered sugar in there, and you're golden. Okay, so I'm just going to pause here so that I come back in a few minutes. Let's see how much time has gone so far. It's 11 minutes and 15 seconds and counting. So some of you might want to watch the entire process, or some might want to fast forward. Remember, the channel is new. All the editing and stuff will improve later. I just want to share what I've learned. That's all. Actually, I'm going to keep it running. And the flavor, wow, it's still lingering from my taste buds. It's so delicious. And as I said, there's no sugar in it yet. And I didn't salt the butter either. I think now, if you wanted to salt the butter, you could put some in now. And I think, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. Let me grab the salt. And as it's spinning, I just do this. I sprinkle a little. That's it. And again, you don't have to salt it. I've made the first few batches without any salt at all. And the flavor is just delicious, because you can always add your salt to taste in whatever you're cooking afterwards. Ooh. I won't edit that. Okay. Alrighty. So we must be careful. 13 minutes so far. And then what's going to start to happen when you know it's getting close to produce butter is that you're going to see liquid start to form. See, right now, there's no liquid. The milk is going to start to separate. So remember, one ingredient. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you, before I say it, is there anyone out there that know where I'm going to with this? One ingredient, 3 parts. The first part I had was whipped cream. This is going to be butter, and then we're going to have buttermilk. 3 in 1. I'll just leave it at that. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. I mean, that's the thing that governs pretty much the entire world. You can't have a device or a vehicle without a 3-in-1 mechanism. A power source, a body, and the fuel to get it going. Oh, well, as I said that already. The programming. The programming. So the mind, the body, and the fuel. Think about that. Everything that you do, that 3-in-1 governs pretty much everything. Solid, liquid, gas. All right, look at that. Oh, so good. And then, oh, look at the color too. And that's another thing. If you use just regular pasteurized milk, the color would be better. This is on the lighter side. It will turn something more yellow though, as you get closer to producing the butter. That's how you'll know too. So when I can get to a farm and get different quality, because it's hard to find a farm that will sell just to anyone just walking up there, unless they have a separate means in which they sell to the public, instead of wholesale to just factories or larger distributors. But remember, quality, quality, quality. Very important. I'm going to turn this up a little more. And I think that now should be enough to get us to our final stage. "16 minutes so far." Remember, get the sides into the center so it can mix well. Let it run a little. You see, if you can see in the center, when you're doing that, not everything is mixing. It's just pretty much the center. See? But that's starting from the center outward. So now we get the outward back into the center. You coach it a little. Does it sound like it slowed down a little bit? Yeah, turn it. And you see how the product just decreased in size because it became denser. First milk, then it fluffed, it rose, and then it condensed. So it can turn into butter. Fascinating. Remember, enjoy what you do. And just thank God that you have a chance to do it. It's that simple. Remember, you're cooking with Pastor Rich. I'm not going to preach to you. That's my ministry channel. But this is just a preacher got to eat, right? All right. Oh, yeah. Looking good. There's no liquid starting to form yet. It's close. We're rolling up on 18 minutes. Yeah, enjoy the process. Enjoy. So I have a little spatula and a knife so I can keep scraping. Look at that. See, it's starting to form butter. And so you see that thickness now? Look, see? Look at that. Thick. But you're going to see how the transition happens. It's a beautiful process. Just taste it a little. It's delicious. think I see is that liquid? No. Look at the bottom. You see? It's not liquid yet. It's just a very thick, creamy paste. Get it in there. Won't turn to butter unless it's churned. And churning just means mixing it. It's got to be mixed. Yeah, we're getting close now. Turn it up a little more. I might have to turn it back down once it starts to turn to butter and then the liquid starts to form. It's going to splatter. So, but for right now, I have it on the highest setting. Just keep scraping from the edge, get it into the center. Mix this butter up for you real nice. And scrape this spatula again. Does it look like it's getting a little more yellow to you? You can definitely see the difference in the texture, the consistency of it, thickness. We're at 22 minutes. Okay, it's starting to feel a little softer now. I think it's getting ready to start to separate. You can feel it. Once you've done it, then you'll start to, learn the process, the stages, get familiar with it. Just like anything you do. Yep, start to see, I think. Starting to look a little wet. You see the